They did it for the culture. That new Amigos album is out, and let's see how long it is. Oh shit, it's 1 hour. It's nearly 2 hours in this bitch. This is a feature film and shit. Okay, I mean, hey, as long as they have 2 hours of banging material, then I'll check it out. Now, for all of y'all who don't know who the Migos is, there's these three people who come from, Georgia, of course, and they have this whole triplet flow thing, in which is pretty amazing. And they started out and they got clout from Drake, who, by the way, is on this album. It's good that he's on the album. And of course, they got clout from Versace, and Drake did the remix and whatever, and they released several mixtapes, a few albums and stuff like that, studio, of course. And I'm glad that they released this album because, damn, my channel needs a stimulus package, Migos stimulus package. Now let's get into it. Now higher we go, it's an intro track, and you know how intro tracks are supposed to be fucking maybe 20 seconds, maybe a minute at max. Nope, this shit is 5 minutes, and it's just higher they go and the be for that culture. Of course, explaining how the higher they get into the industry, the more people want to take their stuff and actually ask them or tweak their stuff or just be inspired by them, take their clout, take their shit. I'm pretty cool with that. Then you have a song like Superstars. It's pretty overall dull. The most notable thing said in this whole song is that they say something about 3 times 3, and then they equate it to a 3-way, which actually it would be like a 9-way, because 3 times 3 is 9. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm checking out this third track. I wish this third track was produced by Kanye. This fourth track is produced by Kanye. It's Bad Bitches Only, which is a pretty nice song. But this third track actually mentions Pablo, and I thought it would have been real cool if this third track mentions Pablo and shit, because it had Kanye West on it. Come to find out, it did not. But the song Narco, I really like it because it actually mentions that they're not mumble rap. Like, they make a clear stance that, they're real rap and not mumble rap, which I really thought that was pretty cool, because 2 Chainz, who's also on this album, he's on the album, he's on the song 2 Player. He really also dissed the whole mumble rap label, so I really thought that shit was cool that they actually did that on the track Narco, but hey. What I also think that's flames about this track is Narco has this Caribbean feel that I thought was pretty cool. And they also mention about taking a person's stomach out. I mean, you can't really do that shit. You can take their guts and organs out, but not their whole fucking stomach, man. Alright, Bad Bitches Only. I love the slight horns, but the one thing I don't like is that Quavo equates himself to Tarzan, and I'm like, ugh. And on another song, he equates himself to a chimp. And that's the song Moving Too Fast. He says that he's King Kong, and King Kong, he was an ape or some shit like that. I'm not really feeling the whole vibe of black men being apes and shit like that ever since the H&M scandal and shit. I haven't really been cool with that, And you have a song like Autopilot, which really kind of confusing because they mention a beautician and how they can't drive their autopilot and shit. I thought that was pretty stupid because, one, a stylist doesn't really drive autopilots and shit like that. So I thought that was a very strange comparison, and you have a song like Walk It, Talk It, which, Drake, he sneaked, this is Joe Budden. I thought that was really cool, and he calls out Joe Budden he says he living in a mansion, this motherfucker is living in a trap house because he pulled up. And Emoji a Chain, I kind of wish it had 2 Chainz on it. Another 2 Chainz feature since, he has a fucking chain. But, he also featured on 2 Players. And I thought, since he was in the Players Club and he even referenced it, that was pretty cool that he featured on that song. But Emoji a Chain, I really wish that they could actually have a emoji for a fucking chain. That for a fucking song. Just the song as a title of emoji. I really thought that would be cool. Or the emoji after the emoji a chain. That would be pretty tight. So I'm checking out the song CC, and I really hope that it was a Frank Ocean, like a Frank Ocean, honoring Frank Ocean, shall I say, because, Frank Ocean, he had that song Chanel, and, they did a collaboration with Frank Ocean, but nah, it's just another song about Chanel. But a strange thing is, on the song Beast, he actually mentions, like, CC, so maybe it's a homage to a bitch, I don't know. Now, the song Stir Fry, it sounds too similar to the song Mediterranean. I'm listening to this song, and I think like the little, I don't know what it called, little cricket samples where it do the, that sounds like Mediterranean, except they pitched up the cricket samples, which I thought that was pretty cool. And on the song Too Much Jewelry, I originally wasn't feeling the song until like the 3 minute mark where they actually do some like auto-tune vocals that makes me remember 24 Karat Magic. And I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but I really thought that memory was correlating with the whole idea of having too much jewelry. That shit was cool. Now, on the song Gang Gang, I love the muffled female vocals. That was pretty tight. And on the song White Sand, it features Travis Scott and it features Quavo. So I'm getting Huncho Jack flashbacks. And, I'm also listening to Ty Dolla $ign, and I'm really like chilling out to his whole verse. Big Sean, he shows himself as the simp of the year and just pretty much the new Drake. He's the new old Drake, if that makes fucking sense. He talks about simp shit and he says that maybe his girl will propose to him. I guess she's the one who wears the pants in the relationship. On the song Crown the King, I really like how they does a reference to like Soulja Boy and use his name in a snitching reference, as in, if you actually heard the verse, they actually cleverly put his name Tell 'em, which I thought that was pretty cool. On Flooded, I kind of think that this was a metaphor for we're going to get flooded with material from the Migos because they dropped like 3 mixtapes, 2 albums in like less than 6 months and shit like that, hey. Also, they make a reference to pull-ups, like they did some reference to pull-ups like Huggies. I thought that shit was pretty annoying. They did Open It Up, Open It Up sound like 2 songs. It found like the sequel to Dead from their original album Culture, and it sounds like a sequel to their song from Quality Control Volume 1 called Yeah, where they do the yeah kind of stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool, I guess. And on the song Motorsports, it's totally dominated by the females. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, they were both featured on Quality Control, and they really earned their verses. I thought that they was putting out some good shit. Moving Too Fast should have been put as Writing Too Fast because they said they grip something like a bull, which I'm really or they hand it like a bull or some shit like that. And I thought to myself, bulls have hooves, so they can't really grip shit. So kind of a very bad metaphor. That's like me saying I'm jumping like an octopus, For the song Work Hard, I really thought that it was pretty pretty enjoyable how they had that little thing where they say something negative and then they do the ad lib, oh no. And I really like to know that they're taking care of their mother. Now notice me is of course having Post Malone, and I thought his beat was matching very nicely with the sampled piano. That I really thought that was nice. Now, Made Man, that's I thought it was kind of nice how they have a song called Made Man, and then Drake said they're living like the Sopranos because you know what a made man is. Of course, you know, it's a reference to being Italian and the mob and shit like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Now, Top Down, of course, you know, at the 3 minute and 30 second mark, it just have some horrible audio. It sounds like they recorded this audio at like a trucker's gas station or a gas station for truckers and shit like that. And Culture's national anthem, like it's like this album is like a fucking its own nation and whatever, you know. It kind of I at the end of the song, it has like this sample of a heartbeat, and I don't know why they have it. That's all I can really say. It doesn't really tackle any other idea that very noticeable. So how is this album? I feel that this album is a stagnated ideas from Quality Control, the album or whatever they had previously, or and also Culture and Huncho Jack, all kinds of shit, just mixed together into a mediocrity blender and shit like that. Nothing was really too jarring from this album, and that's how I feel personally. I'm gonna give it a 5. In my personal opinion, please like, subscribe, share this video. And guys, I'm out. How do you feel about Culture 2? It proves that sequels always suck, guys. I'm sorry.